Alright, guys. Should we celebrate today? Should we celebrate? Celebrate. Okay. Let's celebrate with a hype song. Where's my hype song? Okay, 1 second, you guys. Alright. Love that song, guys. Alright, so let's see what is going on. Are you guys? How's everybody doing? I hope you enjoy that music. That was my most favorite song ever. Okay, so today, price action was pretty sweet to see. Of course, people have been kind of posting on Twitter. Oh no, I should say X. Oh, hi Jim, what's up? Hey now, good days. How's everybody? It's coming soon, yeah, within hours. Like Moran said, I don't think I could sleep today. I was thinking about calling out tomorrow, but I should be more responsible for that. Like, earn more money for GB for tomorrow. That's fine. Just use the time wisely, right? While GB's running. Tommy went better, yeah. Okay. Yes. Yeah, price action today was pretty interesting. I was able to kind of catch down here. Pretty proud of myself for timing that pretty well. Of course, only a few chairs here on top of what I already have. I'm hoping to catch some more, you guys. Man, I wish I had that 1,000 already. But, I can't be greedy. Okay, so there's a lot of news that's coming out. But of course, I always see this coming. If you look at a lot of other people who used to cover GameStop, right? Like Madcore, that guy. He's pumping some Trump stock or whatever just hours ago. And it's kind of there's a concerted effort to try to do everything they can to distract from people, right? And I think part of the reason why crypto went crazy today as well was, again, to pump that coin on the Solana chain, right? I bet you anything Solana is probably going crazy too. And again, in an effort to stifle the news from tomorrow earnings, which we know is going to be, awesome, right? So just be careful if you're into crypto and thinking that this is going to go, make you gazillions of dollars. Okay, just be aware. You're not buying into any value here, okay? And they could mint this at will. So you don't even know what the supply. Oh, wait, actually there is a supply. I think it was 6 billion coin or something, 6.9 billion coin of GME coin right here. So you're buying into a 6.9 billion right here, 6.9 billion token supply, and you don't even know how many it's being circulated already. I mean, for all you know, it could have been just 10,000, right? And they have a delusional. They have the ability to dilute you, as quickly as possible, right? And so whoever have the most amount supply could dump at any time and take profit on top of you when you're not, let's say it goes up 10x from here to here, 10x, that would be 1 cent. I would not be surprised that they would try to do that from now on, when GameStop, anytime it's earnings, they're going to try to pump it again. What I wish we would do is to sue all of these people right here, like even the Solana Foundation, right? Somehow it's sue them to get some sort of settlement. That would be amazing, right? Radium or whatever, who put GME on this blockchain and all that stuff. So, but hey, if this SEC are doing their job, we wouldn't have to even tell them that, right? Why don't they come after coins like this rather than XRP? In my opinion, XRP actually have a use case, while this one doesn't, right? So I don't know how these people. Well, I kind of do, because again, they're probably the same the same people who corrupt and anyway, whatever. Don't get me wrong, I do have altcoins here too that appreciate in price pretty substantially. I still have my XRP, I still have my XLM, and then Loopring as well. So yeah, it's been doing pretty well. And so if Bitcoin is doing well, the altcoins is also going to do much better, because again, the market cap is really low. Yeah. So this coin is gonna continue to run, but for people who want to buy into this, just so you know, it's not a share of GameStop. But anyway, let me get off of that one. I was trying to find an option chain, to try to show people the implied volatility on this one. It's pretty juicy if you look at the for option seller. Option buyer, of course, yes, you might be able to catch a 10% or a quick return here, but you have to pay a pretty penny for that, right? For you to, I think implied volatility for this option chain right here was like 300%. That's insanity, right? 300%. So yeah, be aware of that. So even if you might be right, and if you don't sell at the right time, you might not get your gain. You might actually lose, even though you're right on the direction of the stock. So that's why, yeah, just buy shares. Come on, like, it's a lot easier for people to be able to see. Okay, financial dividend option chain right here. I think that's the only one, huh? I wish I could see the implied volatility on here, strike price and all that stuff. Okay, so let's look at today's volume. It's pretty high, 10 million shares or more being traded. Only 6 being reported though, 6.8. But if you look at the trading view, it tells a different story. Hold on, let me see, right here. Boom. If you look at the right here volume, if I hover over that, it's 10.39 million shares being traded, and of course, like boom, like 10.9 million shares that's nothing, right? That's like less than 3% of the float being traded. And imagine like less than 3% of a float elicit this type of movement. Imagine if it's like 10x that of the volume, which is 100 million shares. The price is going to be going crazy, right? So I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. They might smack us down as quickly as possible as well, draining out all of the volume. Can they? Will they? Would they? I don't know. I wouldn't put it past them at all, because market maker has the ability to dry up the volume, right? So not only that they would steer people away from Gamestop altogether, because if you look at Matcore and all that, Matcore, am I spelling his name wrong? Is that why? Matcore. Oh, yeah. If you look at his see, like 2 hours ago, squeeze alert, Trump stock. Okay. I see. He's live right now, of course, like pumping stock on lead, new Bitcoin target price, and all that stuff again. Not even mentioning anything about GameStop, right? Come on. Is he being paid to do this? I don't know. It seems so, right? And of course, a couple days ago, it was about AMC, how they're negotiating their debt structure, and then there's a lot of like let's see, XRP guy. This guy is talking about XRP and all that stuff. Let's see. Oh, and then SoFi being pumped as well. I just saw this today. That Felix guy, I bet you anything, he's probably being paid too. But again, like, I was on his live stream maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, trying to ask him about what he thinks about GameStop, right? And of course, he said, oh no, I don't invest in meme stock, right? Okay. All right, but again, like he pumps up these type of content about SoFi. And all of a sudden, SoFi is coming up with new business idea and all that stuff, right? 25x from here. And the business idea is to be like a tax preparer, like offering that service to, which is it's a good idea and whatnot. I use SoFi as a bank, so I don't have anything to knock on them, but I think with the sentiment of the banking system is going to go under at some point, right? It's going to be tough for fintechs to kind of eliminate that sentiment for this moment in time, right? And so that's why they pump it to you at this moment so that they could dump it when that sentiment kind of play out on the news. It's all about sentiment here, you guys. Like, again, SoFi. So I wouldn't be surprised tomorrow SoFi is going to follow GameStop as well. Or maybe they use that as a hedge to get GameStop move tomorrow, whatnot. The pivot to profitability has happened. Only up from here for GME. Yeah, I mean, we've been through the bottoms already. For people who have been waiting for GameStop to drop to 12, right? See, good luck. Good luck trying to catch it at $12. But who knows? Maybe after earnings, they will be able to suck the volume dry again, just like the last time, right? I'm sure they would do everything they can to drive the sentiment, kind of like low. What is it called? Underplay it, right? And they have the tool to do that, right? And so, so many tools like this stupid coin, meme coin, right? That is take the likeness of GME and kind of like riding on that, and then also to pumping Bitcoin, pumping SoFi, every other company. I just saw another one who's trying to pump the Tilray, those cannabis stock again. Sundial, I bet you anything, all of those are going to run as well. Kind of like in tandem. It's like, oh look, these move faster. Look, right? The same BS that they did with AMC. And so just be on the lookout for those. Like if you feeling antsy, like this move faster than GameStop and all that stuff. And I bet like there's a lot of people gonna come in to Moran's channel tomorrow, gonna be trolling on. Oh look, that's nothing. Like what, 25% up? That's nothing. Look, Tilray is up 500%, something like that. Anyway, I'm just speculating here. Because I've been here before, I've been in, the thick of it, of AMC being pumped right in front of people. Since it's cheaper, it's going to be better than GameStop and all that stuff, right? Without knowing what the float was and all that stuff. People gonna be so inclined to jump into those useless stock, thinking that it's the same as GME. Oh, it's GME 2.0 type of thing, right? And of course, we know this guy, right? The financial journey, and this is a different channel that he had, trending stocks. He's been pumping SoFi as well. This guy's been pumping SoFi as well. Like again, like we know that these type of influencer or YouTube people, they probably got paid or got sponsored, or they have a script and all that stuff that they have to go by, and so I'm sure they're being told to avoid talking about GameStop. If you Google GameStop onto YouTube, you wouldn't see people being pumped GameStop or anything like that. Oh, look. Oh, let's look at this one. See what. I haven't seen this one yet.
Surat Sethi, DCLA managing partner and portfolio manager and CNBC contributor. Surat, it's good to see you. Tell me what's happening here. Is this like a little meme pocket that's rallying amid the broader rally?
It is, and you can add other stocks like Carvana in there too that were almost.
Of course, they would add Carvana. Come on.
Taken for debt just a few months ago. A lot of this is option activity. I mean, you can buy options on these stocks for pennies, and the leverage on these on the upside, and it is great. But you can also see it on the downside. So it is the pocket, but it's interesting as the market's rallying, and you're getting a broader based rally. The Mag 7 are not rallying, so investors, or I would call retail speculators, are now finding other pockets, popping up stocks with volume. Kind of, we saw this back during the COVID phase, and it's going to be interesting to see how this all ends because it's the greater fool theory, right? Who's going to be the last one holding the bag? These are not fundamental companies. Most of them are.
These are not fundamental company. I want to slap this guy. No, just kidding. No violence here. I'm just. Okay, of course, this is how they do it. This is how the media kind of anytime they say it's not a fundamental play, they show GameStop. Watch.
Theory, right? Who's going to be the last one holding the bag? These are not fundamental companies. Most of them are not even making money at this point. So the question is, when you do get a pullback in the market, and you haven't really seen one, we haven't seen one of these 1 or 2% days on the down. These stocks are going to have a huge beta, and what I mean by that is they're not just going to go down 1 or 2%. They could go down, double digits at that point.
We saw SPACs go through a period where they just sputtered. We've got tomorrow DJT coming out and the SPAC there. Do you think this is a stock that the memes keep powering it higher?
I do. I mean, I wouldn't get in the way of if you were trying to short any of this. This is total momentum, speculative momentum as best as it gets, and it can push the stock. But remember, when somebody pulls the money away, this thing could fall really fast too. It's a roller coaster, and it's a pretty volatile roller coaster. So not trading on fundamentals, not trading on cash flow. So for a long-term investor, very hard to get your arms around. But for short-term, the charts kind of show these things are going up, but they could change at any moment.
Surat, good to see you on.
It's so frustrating because, these people have, these are who is this guy? Okay, let me see. Something analyst.
Surat Safety, DCLA managing partner and portfolio manager and CNBC contributor. Surat, it's good to.
Okay, you are a portfolio manager, sir. How can you say that about GameStop? Come on. I'm just fired up today. No, okay. This has been my frustration about this professional, right? They come out here, put on the suit, seemingly know what they're talking about, and then they just bunching these company together that has nothing to do with each other, right? And then to come out here and say, oh, GameStop has nothing to do with fundamental. This is why they have this negative sentiment that people, if you're somebody who are not in GameStop, you would watch this segment and be like, oh yeah, look, he looked credible. Let's listen to him, right? And then you'll be missing out on amazing opportunity on GameStop, right? Look, of course, I know Reddit, they just a IPO, right? And yeah, they went up 60% in a day or something like that. But we all know what an IPO is, right? Somebody bought in way before you. Look, when SoFi was IPO, how long ago was that? At $40, right? But immediately people sold out. And Chamath Palihapitiya, that guy who, the original retail usually follow him. He cashed out at the top, right, of SoFi. I think it's SoFi Technology. I think it's the one right here. It's so those IPO doesn't mean anything, and to compare IPO with GameStop and micro whatever, and then he's like, oh, let's throw Carvana in it too, which is a red flag, right? This is why Carvana has been kind of pumped too, is because again they plan to kind of dump it on retail, whoever antsy enough to be like, oh yeah, Carvana's gonna run faster than GameStop. Let's sell GameStop and get into Carvana real quick, and then we'll bring the gains back. It's like, well, that's what Bed Bath & Beyond people keep saying, right? And what happened? You see what I mean? But before you could blink, they would dump on you so quickly. So this is SoFi. Did they do any stock split on this one? No, I don't think so. I remember it was 40. maybe I was wrong. See, I haven't been in SoFi that long. But it was IPO at around 10, right? And it went up pretty high to 28. I don't know at what point that guy, Jamal Hapatia, sold. But he was out there pumping it, saying it's the greatest opportunity, and then boom, what happened, right? And this is happening all the time at IPO and all that stuff. And we all know this. This segment doesn't really, kind of tell me anything except for the fact that it's a hit job for GameStop. In the attempt of like bunching this company as if like it's not, it's the same thing, right? GameStop is not the same as these people. And the fact that this financial portfolio manager over here, who doesn't, I don't know if he actually read the freaking balance sheet here of all of this company, right? If you say that about GameStop, then you don't know what you're talking about, sir. It's like, I'm sorry. I'm mad. Hi Carter. Okay, hello, GameStop is much fun. The process is undeniable. He does monkey math. As my kid would say, oh, okay, cool. I know, right? But I really think that this is an attempt to either, okay, there's two things, right? There's two possibilities. Either he didn't read the balance sheet and just read whatever the script he was told to, come out here and say, oh yeah, cover these. Look, these are memes, quiet meme rally or whatever, right? Oh, this is a broad market. And the fact that this lady who's supposed to be a reporter, now a reporter is supposed to be a little bit more knowledgeable about these type of thing, right? You ask hard-hitting questions. You ask like, hey, you said that GameStop is not da-da-da-da. Why is that, right? How about this? Last quarter they lost only $3 million. So this reporter is supposed to be doing the research himself, but there's no pushback in this. And this is the frustration about like financial media, in my opinion, is that they don't do that shit. It's like, give me some opposite opinion. That's all I need, right? So that I could decide for myself whether GameStop actually make money or not, whether Reddit makes money or not, whether, this price point that I paid for Reddit stock is valid for me to buy into it, right? Doesn't matter if it's a meme or not. Like, don't tell me it's a meme stock. Tell me about the balance sheets of the company, right? Because again, it's just a name thing, right? I could say Nvidia is just a bubble, right? That would be more accurate. But the price is higher tomorrow, or I bet you anything they're gonna pump that thing up to $1,200. It's ridiculous, right? Anyway, I never seen this one, so I haven't. That's a live interaction. But okay, let's see. So this part right here, of course, like makes me so mad. Okay.
Popping up stocks with volume, kind of, we saw this back during the COVID phase, and it's going to be interesting to see how this all ends because it's the greater fool theory, right? Who's going to be the last one holding the bag? These are not fundamental companies. Most of them are not even making money at this point.
Well, okay, qualify. He said this point, so tomorrow GameStop's gonna make money, okay? But the fact that they cover that just right before earnings is just, again, disingenuous, right? Very disingenuous. And also, like, I always said this, like, repeating. If institution own most of GameStop would be pumped tomorrow, right? They would have come up with the most, like, glorious, report on GameStop. It's like, oh, hey, it's teetering. They're about to post a profitability or a profitable quarter. Fourth quarter is the best one, right? Again, the positive ends of things. But they always come here and kind of, pee-pee poo-poo it. I keep saying pee-pee poo-poo it. It's a poop and scoop strategy, and just downplay it as much as possible saying that it's just a meme rally. It has nothing to do with the fundamental, right? Which is, again, BS. And the fact that this guy is like a professional of some sort is just like, really? But anyway, either that or he just out here to mislead people, right? So that's my thought right there. Okay, so what else do I have here? Let's see. Well, let's get back to the positive of things, right? Let's just calm ourselves down over here and don't be crazy. I'm just talking to myself here. Okay, so what am I talking about? Solana, I bet you anything's gonna pump tomorrow. Let's see. I was gonna talk about this one. Of course, Robinhood, if you look at the Robinhood app, because they have this 24 hours trading thingy. So apparently it went up already. Okay, currently it's at 15.55. So it's up 2% already overnight. But we'll see how that would play out. Of course, like no other app could do this. I don't know how they do it or able to do it like that. So, but yeah, there's a lot of people who are enthusiastic about this company. Of course, these things kind of damper the excitement tomorrow. Look at these memes, like that's gonna be me right there. Everyone foaming at the mouth. Okay, so 21. Oh, of course, they have to like include AMC in there. Earning tomorrow after close. Yeah, it's like the people, like even AMC Bickham's, right? Very silent about the earnings, about GME earnings tomorrow or anything like that. There's no mention of it, with the exception of his, kind of apology tour again coming out and say AMC is going to do a reverse stock split again, right? But it's not going to be, it's going to be needed. It's going to be smart dilution, right? Keep saying that term, obviously. And he was claiming that AMC, nobody want AMC to go bankrupt, right? Because of all the asset. So that's why they're negotiating the debt structure again. I don't know how they're going to be able to do that. So it remains to be seen. Anything good about AMC is going to just be there to kind of dim the light of GME, right? Dim the volume or the attention. But again, like you can't stop GME. Like once we'll have a profitable quarter, tomorrow is gonna be insane, you guys. Insane. Even like today too, right? Like that's nothing. Yeah. I don't know how are they gonna keep us down, you guys? See, even this one, like 4 million shares being shorted there. I think the reason why the percentage went down is because they don't want to short too much, right? Look at yesterday, or Friday, sorry, 82% being shorted. Now, if you look at the numbers of shares being shorted, 2.2 million, right? Before that, it was 1 million. So, again, this is millions and millions of shares being shorted today, just to keep the volume down. And even then, was still 15% up. So good luck. Try to tame this beast, right? Okay, so let's look at the option chain real quick right here. It's frustrating to me that there's no implied volatility here that I could see for each chain here. So it looks like the resistance would be, see, yeah. If we could close above 15, right? 15 is very important because there's 6,000 shares, and people are exercising that shares and get the actual shares. Then next week, market maker would have to go and buy it, right? But you have to exercise it. You have to have money to exercise that call. Now, as far as put though, on the put side, the support would be around $13 tomorrow. Yeah, good luck try to get it down there, right? Even people are just gonna buy shares like left and right. So be on the lookout for tomorrow. Obviously, they're gonna try their best to do that. Can they? Will they be successful at it? Yeah. They might have to wait until like Tuesday, Thursday, or even Friday to drop us down there. But yeah, the more money and the more call option in the money is the better. Gamma RAM or whatever they're trying to say. Okay, so next one doesn't have any resistance with the exception of the $20 a share, but that was April 5th. April 12th, let's look at that one. Max pain is still 14. So yeah, it might ping pong, from there to 14 again, and then just like they've been doing so far, right? Like they've been sucking liquidity out of the market, or at least the trading volume, right? Ever since like spike in volume during earnings time, last time too, if you look back at it, right here, right? So lots and lots of volume, 100 million shares, right? 70 million shares. And then just draining down the volume again so that they could drop the price down again. So are we going to be able to see that pattern again, right? And then go, right? It could be like a W thing here. It's like a one last ditch effort to drop people, fear, right? Like that, perhaps. Who knows, They have the ability to manipulate the price, you guys. So that's why options and all that stuff, like, yeah, you could make a lot. But you need to be aware of how much GameStop has to move in price before you could take profit on the call option, right? If the implied volatility is like, most of them is 90% or more, right? Even on the normal day. So if you want to bet on it, on a call option, I hate to say the safest thing to do. There's nothing safe about, buying call here, because you could lose everything, just so you know. But if you have a long dated call option that is in the money, then that is a lot. If you believe in the company going higher, right? Again, I have to qualify that, because if people don't realize what they're buying into, they're going to lose a lot, right? And this is what they do, is that, try to lure people to buy call option rather than shares. Because shares, you don't have to worry about decay, right? Yes, it's going to take you a long time to earn that 10x, right? But you have to buy and hold, right? If you believe in the company in the long run. I have to say that over and over again, just in case somebody's new here trying to, make a gazillions of dollars here. I actually had a discussion with Lionel. Actually, are you here? Okay, cool. On my way home, it's actually a good discussion, because I was like, well, back in the Roaring Kitty time, when he bought those call option, it was very low, right? Implied volatility was very low. I bet you anything it's probably like 20% or something like that. I wasn't there, so I'm just assuming, because the reason why I assume that is because he turned $50,000 worth of call into like $23 million, right? The only way that you could get that much return is if you buy it at a cheap, and then it went up like crazy, right? Like that's an insane amount of return. So just so you know, but if you want to replicate that now, I bet you anything, it would not cost you. It would cost you more than $50,000. That's my point. It might cost you, 10 times that. So $500,000 to make that much more because of the call option being so high in implied volatility. Okay, that guy probably hang out with the clown at Wedbush. Yeah, Michael Tucker. Like, of course. Like these type of people, and they do it even like not just the stock part, right? They do it in the financial, in the political arena too. They tend like, I hate to kind of change topic here, but I think it's important to mention. Most of these people, again, it's called manufacturing consent, right? And you would have the examples like this to, kind of like if you have a slightly different idea about something, about a stock, about a political, ideology, you wouldn't have the job of reporting. Like you would not have a job in that television show, right? You wouldn't be hired. You would be fired so quickly. So that's what I mean by manufacturing consent, is that they would hire you only if you agree with their narrative, right? And so, yeah, some of these people are actually agree with the narrative, or even if they're like coming out in public to say it, that they don't believe that, right? They would have gotten fired so quickly, like, with the blink of an eye, because now you're a liability, right? The reason why he got the job there is because he believed the same thing as these people, or at least have the impression that they believe the same thing. And so that's why we don't have any good discourse on any discussion anymore. There's no more debate. There's no need to do anything. It's all propaganda at that point, right? And so how can you be a free thinker of any kind? I don't like that. I don't want to be pigeonholed into a certain ideology without, at least think of it by myself, right? In terms of, it's like, oh, okay, like you think this way about GameStop? How about this, right? That's why I was pointing out, like this reporter is supposed to rebuttal it, not supposed to agree with this guy. And so again, it's a show here. It's not meant to be a well thought out, discussion about these company running at all. So there's no pushback, right? That's how I know. If this segment is supposed to be fair, there should be a rebuttal back and forth. The reporter should be like, hey, GameStop actually, only lost $3 million last quarter, right? And, historically, fourth quarter is the best quarter of their company, right? Because of you could look back. Let me show you. Just in case somebody's new here, and I'm not preaching to the choir here. So let's look at it one last time before tomorrow, and then we get a better number, right? Okay, let's celebrate a little bit. Let's celebrate. Okay, right? So if the reporter was supposed to do their job well, like a very kind of a fair reporter, you would go here and say, hey, look, historically, fourth quarter, they earn more, $2 billion versus $1 billion last quarter, $1.1 billion. First quarter is $1.2 billion. So, historically they earn more. Tomorrow is going to be fourth quarter. How can you say, like, what is your projection? You said that GameStop is not fundamentally, or most of this company don't make money at the moment. What do you mean by that, right? What do you think of the earnings tomorrow? What is your projection? Now, this guy could come out and say, well, I think they're going to come out at a loss, right? But he didn't say that. He just said, oh, most of this company doesn't make any money at all. That's it, right? And of course, they put them beside the company that, doing fraudster things, right? This company has been running for a long time with the AI bubble, NVIDIA and all that stuff, right? They just did I think it's a reverse stock split or something like that. So this one is an IPO. And of course, tomorrow is GameStop earning. And they come up with this segment, of course. But anyway, I feel like I'm babbling, you guys. I'm so sorry. I'm just fired up today. Of course, I missed Tetron Invest live stream. That was probably a good one. I think that's all I have, you guys. Like, if you have anything, Alan, what's up? Every time you're here, I feel like, what's up? How are you feeling about you didn't get your price target, huh? You were waiting for 11, remember? I don't know if it's gonna fall down to 11 ever. But you never say never. Never say never. I think, there's always an opportunity to buy in. I don't know, again, even drawing this just doesn't feel right at all. But of course, you know how Jimmy likes to do that double bottom before it goes up. So it might still pan out that way. My thought is, again, they could always dry up the volume, right? Of GameStop slowly and kind of shaking out as much retail as possible, right? But let's see. So today volume is $10 million, right? So we'll see. Just ready for earnings. Yes. Okay, good. Rules. You're doing great. Okay, thank you, Lionel. I know, but prices are still good. Yes, of course, $15. I was thinking about, I just got my oil change today, and I was looking at the bill. I was like, okay, I used to pay $50, 51 or whatever, and the bill come out to be 91. Now, of course, I had a car, what is it called? An air filter, so which is $25. So taking that out, the only thing different was the carbon air filter replacement. So the part was $25. So if I take that out, and then so let's do the math real quick. I promise I have a point to this, okay? So it used to be $50, right? Minus 80. So that's a difference of 40. But my point is that I didn't do the carbon filter last oil change. So it went from $51 to $65. So without the carbon filter, I would have only paid $65. Right? So the inflation alone for this one, I think the last time I got it done was maybe a year ago, I would say. I know, let's see. So what is that? Plus 51. So that's $14, right? $14 divided by the 51, the original price. That's 27% increase in inflation in terms of oil change, okay? in a year. And so I'm like, shoot. I mean, think about how much inflation would just alone. Can you buy GameStop at $15.12 ever? Like 10 years from now, you think you could buy GameStop just based on inflation alone? Big Mac, it's going to be $20, or $25 in 10 years, I bet. Maybe more. Who knows? Everything's going to go up in price. And something as valuable as GameStop shares is not going to stay at 15 forever. And what is the difference between 15 and 11? Like, not much if the stock's going to be at 1,000 shares, $1,000 a share, right? And so you're not gonna miss anything, right? Yes, it's great if you're waiting to catch that $12 or whatever, but you might not be able to. That's my point. And so, and that's why it's so important to buy like little at a time, so that you're not stressed out on the price movement every single day, and all that stuff. But if you want to have fun, this is why I have so many accounts, so that I don't get bored. Kind of covering the stock, and also to, I still have my 2 call option for $17 for a long dated call option here. And so, that's why I'm just like playing small amount of the time, just so that I don't get bored, and also I could learn as much as I can. I learn better when I do the mistake for myself, and not just read books and stuff like that, and learn from other people's mistake. Because to me, I think reading is not my strong point. And so when I read something, it's kind of confusing to me, Now, if I experience it myself, like buying call option, and then it's like, oh wait, why am I losing? Then I understand why. Oh, okay, this is why I lose that amount, because this and this, right? And so I learn much better, much quicker, just going through the motion of just hands-on, so to speak. So that's why I do it this way. That's why I hate paper trading. I know, like they recommend paper trading before you go day trading. I just use my money. It's like, and I lost, pretty substantial, but not, again, like I'm using the gain from my previous years to do that. So technically it wasn't my capital. It was the capital that I gained a year ago. And so that's why I don't mind losing that much, right? This is when I was doing the day trading thing, and come to find out, I don't like it. It's too stressful, right, to me. And on top of that, I lose a lot more because I've been kind of like kind of emotionally trade based on the price action, right? And these people are master at manipulating you into feeling stupid, feeling like, oh shoot, I bought way too early, right? And it's been psychologically, taxing if you're just like day-to-day price action. And that's why set it and forget it is a good option for people who have full-time job, right? You don't need to kind of check your price every day, right? I just have fun doing this. That's why, because it's GameStop, right? It's so interesting to me to see how they're able to do what they're doing, right? As far as market maker or algorithm and all that stuff. That's another thing too. Like, you're trading against an algorithm here, a computer, right? So they're more precise than human, right? That's why they're able to kind of manipulate you down, up, and whatever at will. And then, to kind of try to FOMO you into buying call option rather than, buying shares of the company and hold it for, indefinitely, right? Technically, if the company is fundamentally improving every single year, why would you sell that shares, right? When you buy into it, you just hold it, right? If you think it's valuable back here, up here at $17 or $20, no, $27, right, up here, why wouldn't you think it's valuable now? And so taking the playbook of Warren Buffett, for example, right? He's been buying and holding Coca-Cola for 40 years on end, right? That's how he's able to capture that massive gain over time, right? Over time, slowly but surely type thing. I want a 10 share. Okay, $10 a share. Well, good luck. Good luck. You might not even see it. I know, But yeah, even $10 a share, that would be, scandalous. But hey, these people could do anything, right? Okay, I just want more. I just want these shares. Those shares. I need these shares. I know. I feel like that's why people think that we're in a cult, right? Because again, like, we know this stock so well that anytime we see a huge dip, we want to buy more, right? And so again, like, this is the difference between the meme stock, I hate to say that, the meme stock, other meme stocks holder, is that they don't have the fundamental behind them, right? And that's why they're so angry sometimes. Like, oh, why did you talk bad about GameStop and all that stuff? Or, sorry, talk back about my stock, right? What do you have against GME? What do you have against AMC? Sorry. No, nothing against AMC. It's just, again, like, if you think that AMC is the same as GME, that's a problem, right? That should be addressed. But you do you. If you think that is the case, you do you, right? And there are people on the other side who, think that this is just a meme stock rally, just like these news people, kind of telling the public over and over again. Then they're missing out on GME, right? And that's what they want. Like, these people are master manipulator here. So they've been doing it for a while, to the masses, right? Ever since, like, if you think back to decades ago, I don't know how old all of you are here. I remember back in the time when people used to hate billionaires, right? Like, again, like hatred type thing. People in this country, majority of them, right? But for some reason, in the last decade or so, we seem to love them, right? Thinking that they're the savior. Well, because the media has been bought, by those people. And the people that report, I bet you anything, these people make millions, right? Millions. And the people before them, like their CEO, producer, or whatever, they make probably, $10 million, right? Again, it's in ladder here. So the 10 millionaires work for the 100 millionaires, and then the 100 millionaires work for the billionaires, right? The billionaires working for 100 billionaires, right? So they work for each other, as far as like to manipulate the mass. And the reason why they make that much or get to keep that much is because they get to manipulate the 99% of us, right? Who doesn't know what's going on most of the time, and retail usually, in terms of the stock market anyway. We are the bottom feeder, so to speak, right? And so, and I'm not saying that term in it's a disparaging way or anything. I'm just saying, like, as far as how they view us as a, kind of a peasant over here, right? Oh, they don't deserve, like, they don't know anything about the stock market. Oh, these people are stupid. This is why, they have the mentality that they have, like the elitist way of thinking, right? But all in all, honestly, this is a good thing overall that they're trying to dampen the growth of GameStop, at least in popularity anyway. That means we're doing something great, something amazing already as the company. And we'll see. We will see. Tomorrow is it. Tomorrow is the day. And I can't wait to be on Moran's show. There, just watching him, listening to him while I'm working. So I wouldn't be able to sleep today. So, man, It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. Okay, when I lost my first money in option, it hurts more, so I learned my lesson. Yes, that's exactly why I did it the way that I do, because it's real money, so it hurts more and you remember much more of the lesson. That's why I learned to look at it in a balance sheets, look at it on a broader scale type things, like, okay, I need some edge on the market as a whole. Yes, not only look at the balance sheet, also look at the macro sense as well, like the economy. How does the economy doing right now? How does the Fed rate hike or rate cut affects companies, right? So that's another layer as well. So it's layers of learning here that you have to understand before you kind of like take advantage of the growth of anything, right? I'm not just talking about GME here. GME just happened to be my most favorite topic to talk about, right? You could apply this to any stock at all that you're interested in, or any crypto that you're interested in, right? It's still a principle that you need to learn about. Whatever that you're investing in, know it inside and out, right? And because that's your future right there. If you want to retire on something, you better know what's going on, with the company. And then number 2, look at the balance sheet. Learn how to do pluses and minuses, right? And then now, if people mention to you call option and you don't know what it is, learn about it, right? And that's why I do. It's like, I didn't learn call option until recently, when they were talking about Roaring Kitty and all that stuff, and because I was like, well, how can he make this much money? The stock only went up like 10x from where he was, right? And then I was like, oh, it's because of the call option, right? He bought option, he didn't buy share. And that's why, he was able to kind of like amplify his gain based on that movement. And I was like, well, what is a call option, right? And then you just learn about it. Okay, here's what it is. Delta, right? There's so many to learn. There's so much thing that, kind of like make me a well-rounded person, so that when people are telling me, oh, if you want to make money in GME, don't buy share, buy call, then I'll be like, hey, this is not as easy as that, right? You have to look at the implied volatility. You have to look at, how much are you willing to kind of risk to get to wherever you want to go, right? So currently, if the implied volatility is high, it's stupid high at the moment. It's like 300% or something like that. Something crazy. And you have to risk more in order to make, like 20% over or something like that. No, that's not a good risk to reward ratio here, right? If you were to Google, okay, what is the best implied volatility? There you go. Let's see. I think the best one for buyers is less than 20, right? Is depressed. So again, like it's in terms of buyers over here, okay? Seller, they want high implied volatility because they get more money for the risk that they have taken, right? For whatever side they're on. And as a buyer, you want it lower, right? So if you want to make money on GameStop implied volatility has to be lower for you to have a kind of like even the best potential to buy. So I bet you anything, when Roaring Kitty bought his call option back then, it was around there, right? Currently it's 10 times that. So that's why I'm saying Roaring Kitty spent $50,000 on those call option, right? So now, in order to make the same amount of money that Ron Kitty did, you have to have $500,000 on call option. Isn't that insane? So that's why you don't just buy call option. No, you have to weigh out the risk here. But yeah, most of us don't have $500,000 here to do it. Be lucky to buy to have $300 to buy one, right? So all right, I think I am gotta know fundamental to invest. Yes, that too. But even just fundamental alone doesn't do much, right, to the price, short term, right? And that's why they always said, oh, it's not based on fundamental and all that stuff. Like, this is like before the whole movement thing, right? They say, well, this type of stock doesn't trade on fundamental because, again, it's just memes, right? So just because we're doing great, which we have been doing, right? That's another thing too, right here. See, we've been beating expectation left and right here. The green means that we're beating 4 times in a row, but yet the price went down. So from here to here, nothing changed except that the fundamental went up, but the price went down, right? So based on the fundamental alone, if you look at the price action, it doesn't match. And this is where the opportunity lies, is that when the fundamental goes up, but the price comes down, to us, means discount, right? But to people who are just learning about the stock market in the first place, they get confused. I try to explain it to, my coworker and all that stuff, to try to get them to understand. It's like, hey, if you buy in, doesn't mean that it's going to go up right now. You have to look at it in the long term, right? And then they would ask me, well, how did you make money? I'm like, well, you buy low and sell high, right? And then, okay, well, but how do you make money? I'm like, well, so again, it's such a simple concept, but again, to people who never done it before, they wouldn't know. So that's why it's so important to seek those knowledge out for yourself in order to kind of understand it on the fundamental level. And always question, the people that tells you something, right? Like me, for example, if I tell you about implied volatility and if I, understand it the wrong way, even though I have good intention to teach you, I understood it the wrong way, right? You might be able to read better than me and come up with a different conclusion that is the right conclusion, right? So that's why it's always good to stay vigilant and do your own research and do that stuff. Try to understand it yourself fundamentally. Seek out different opinions here. I'm not the only one. There's so many different people like these people who are trying to tell you that GameStop doesn't make money. Why would he say that, right? And so, there you go. That's that. Anyway, I feel like I babble long enough. Let's see. People posing on inappropriate stuff over here. Yeah, people just get excited, you guys. But yeah, so there you go. This is in the morning because we're breaking out that $15. Lot of call option contract is in the money there. They're gonna try to beat it down to close to this week under 15. I bet they're gonna try their best, right? We'll see if they're successful at that. I bet. Well, how about they're willing to start a war to stop? Maybe World War III to start tomorrow. Who knows, right? Oh, I hope not. I'm just finger crossed, right? Okay, so people are buying into this card right here. I saw Moran unwrap those cards. They're too, okay, my opinion on this card. In my opinion, they're too expensive. I wouldn't spend $30 just for those cards, right? But I'm sure because people are chasing that redeemable cryptocurrency one, right? So technically, it would be like a scratch-off ticket, right? So perhaps this is another point that they're gonna come out and say negative thing about GameStop when GameStop is doing well. It's like, oh look, they're selling gambling, they're promoting gambling on these cards. Like, it's not collectible. This is borderline illegal. I bet that's their narrative next. It's like, well, GameStop makes billions of dollars selling this coin, but they're promoting gambling. Look at them, like. So look out for those articles. Anyway. Okay. I'm just scrolling down to see if I could find anything to talk about here. Pre-market. Okay, those are the only earnings that matters in this world right here. Tomorrow after close. I wish he's not giving any guidance, like, kind of scroll, like mic drop type things. Like, hey, I don't need to come out here and talk to you about what's on here. So go read it for yourself. If you don't like it, go away. We don't care about your investment. Whether you want to buy into this stock or not, that's on you, right? That thing. Man. People. 3 years in the making, and no matter what happened to the price volatility, enjoy this week. You are right about GameStop. Wow. I have to end it like this. Like, this is like a good place to end it with. You're right. So we've been here for 3 years, right? We've been told that this company is shitty, right? We've been told that this company is going nowhere, right? It's not even making any money even till this day, right? People are still believing that. The talking heads out there, they want you to believe that, right? That's why they do this type of segment to kind of like tell more people that this company is shitty while we've been doing so amazing, right? And so all of us have been right about this company, but we'll see. It's not over, it's just the beginning, and enjoy the ride. Buckle up.